As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. But at what point are you gonna resolve the resentment? At some point, you need to be the one going through something.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Jonathan Stiles is suing tour operator Yvette Holden in the amount of $2,000. Mr. Stiles claims Ms. Holden failed to chaperone his daughter during a multi-city college tour and says his teen disappeared for hours.
All rise. Raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Karen Mills Francis presiding. Good afternoon. All parties have been briefed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Chris. You may be seated. All right, Mr. Stiles, you're suing Ms. Holden for $2,000, suing her for negligence and asking for reimbursement of $2,000. Is that right?
That is correct.
And how do you know the defendant?
We met at a college fair.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I own a business in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. And you have children?
I have 3 daughters.
Okay. And your daughter, well, what do you do for a living?
Well, I was retired a few years ago, and I started these college tours at that point.
Okay. So what, you gather graduating high school students
Yes.
and take them around the country, or where do you take them?
Well, it varies, but this particular trip we went to the East Coast. We're in Nebraska, or I'm in Nebraska.
Okay, so when you met her at the fair, she told you about these tours?
That is correct.
And what you were thinking about the tour for one of your children?
Yes, for my 17-year-old daughter.
Okay, so what was the agreement, ma'am?
Well, there is to take his daughter to the colleges, but also there is a clause in there, an extra that you can buy where you have special supervision on your daughter.
Okay.
The specific pricing of the additional supervision is $250.
I saw that. But let me hear what that means. What does that mean? What am I paying for the extra $250? I'm going to get what? It doesn't say. It doesn't say what he's getting for the $250?
Not specifically on this.
Okay.
What I understood it to be, Your Honor, was...
And you understood it based on what? Conversation?
Not only conversation, but there is a signed form here, additional supervision, $250.
Okay, but what did you understand it to be? Based on what? Was the... First, before you tell me what your understanding of this money was for, this supervision, what was the understanding based on? It's not based on that contract because there's nothing in there. So was it based on your conversations with the defendant?
It was based on a conversation that because my daughter is a minor, there are some girls that go on this tour that are like of age. My daughter is not.
What is the legal age of majority in Nebraska?
19.
All right, so the legal age of majority is 19 in Nebraska.
Correct.
All right, so based on your conversations with this woman, what did you think you were paying extra for?
So there would be an extra supervision, chaperone, if you will, to keep an eye on
your daughter.
My daughter.
So for $250, you got an extra person to just keep an eye on your daughter.
Yes, it was expressed that if it wasn't Ms. Holden, it would be another chaperone. But at no time would she be by herself.
Okay. Is that what you told her?
Well, it's not quite that black and white. I had 2 extra chaperones and myself, and there were 20 girls. And about 5 of them their parents had paid for this $250, and the others could maybe wander off a bit, say for shopping or after hours, but
but what's the parameter of that? I mean, how much you can wander, or some can wander off for shopping? I mean, how much chaperoning was supposed to happen?
Well, it was my idea that the girls are always in sight of 1 or 2 or me.
Are you staying in a hotel?
Staying in a hotel.
Everybody staying in the same hotel room?
No, but they get checked after they go to bed at 9 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock. And then this particular night.
Well, I don't understand how you can chaperone almost adult girls, and staying in separate hotel rooms throughout the night. What's to stop any one of them at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, okay, I'm sneaking out now?
There isn't.
Okay, so you really couldn't provide chaperoning.
Well, it'd be like in any school, a boarding school or a college dorm, where they have assistants that go and check and trust that the girls are staying in their rooms.
You know what, I spent the summer of my 15th year at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and they had all the girls on one floor, third floor upstairs. And there was somebody at the end of the hall all night long. Nobody ever got out of that dorm. Okay, because we were all teenage girls, and they made sure. So that's why I don't understand how you could ever say we're in a hotel and we're going to be chaperoning girls.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
And what kind of state was she in?
I don't know. She seemed giddy and very happy. It was her birthday, her 18th birthday.
Did she appear to be under the influence of any drugs or alcohol, in your opinion?
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Jonathan Stiles, who is suing Yvette Holden for $2,000.
I don't see how you could have done that with 8-year-olds if not everybody is staying in the same room.
Well, we weren't in the same room. We were certainly on the same floor.
Right, but you weren't up all night patrolling the hallway, right?
That's an idea for the next tour.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't see how you could even think that you were paying for some chaperoning like that. It just doesn't make any sense. So what happened? Tell me what happened.
So what happened was we were told, she got on the plane, okay, went to Atlanta, okay, and then that's where the tour began. Okay. And now we were told in advance encouraged not to call.
Right. You told them not to call?
Well, yeah, it's an idea the idea being that this is a trip that they're going on to explore colleges and to begin cutting or severing a little bit the tie with their parents. And it distracts the girls. They're thinking forward.
Right.
And we have some parents.
Well, they would be talking to their parents even if they were going off to college. I mean, I talked to my mom and them at least 2 or 3 times a week when I went off to college. And I was a very mature girl. So when you say we were told, who's the we?
Myself.
So you were told.
Myself.
Where's your wife or their mother?
Your Honor, if I may, I'm a single dad, and I've been raising 3 daughters by myself. My wife took off 10 years ago.
Okay.
I haven't seen her. I haven't heard from her. So I've just been doing the best that I can do.
The best you can.
So this situation is really traumatic.
What happened in Atlanta?
Well, it actually didn't happen in Atlanta, from what I understand. What I understand is that.
Well, is this all based on what somebody told you?
Apparently, they were in.
Wait, but is this based on what somebody told you? Because that's hearsay. No. You can only tell me what you actually know.
Right.
Did you call to talk to your daughter?
Yeah, I called on her birthday.
Okay.
Okay. So I broke the rules. I called her on the 12th. Okay. And it was her birthday.
And what happened when you called her?
No answer.
Okay, then what did you do?
And then I called Miss Holden.
Okay, what time are we talking about now on the birthday? When you made that call?
When I made that call, there was no answer.
What time?
It must have been early in the day. Okay. And then at, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, it was in the evening. I take that back. It was actually in the evening.
Did you ever talk to the defendant that night? Or that day or night?
Oh, no.
Okay. Why weren't you responding to his calls?
Well, there's a little more to the story.
What am I missing in here? Did he call you? Did you miss any calls from him?
He called at about 11:30, 12 o'clock that night.
Okay, so you did return his call around 11:30 or 12?
No, I wasn't, because at that point, Devin had gotten out of her room and gone out with the older girls.
Okay. At what time did Devin get out of her room?
Well, she was back in her room at 9 p.m. with the rest of the girls. They'd been to a little birthday party across the street, and now they were back. They were checked by because she wasn't, and then a few of the older girls had gone out. They got to stay out till midnight.
Okay.
They weren't in the supervised situation. And so she was in her room at 9 o'clock. And then around 11 o'clock, I think it was the phone call that alerted us, and we sent, but they get checked again at 11 o'clock to see if they're in their rooms.
Okay.
And at 11 o'clock, she was not in her room.
Okay.
And so immediately...
So what did you do then?
What I did was ask all the girls if they had seen her, and then by 12, the rest of the girls came back.
Right.
And they said she'd been with them, she'd met them up after 9 o'clock, but had gotten a phone call early on.
Okay,
and
no more of
left.
what they told you. What happened? When did you see her next?
Around 2 o'clock, she made her way back to the hotel.
So you waited up for her, and she came in by herself?
Yes.
And what kind of state was she in?
I don't know. She seemed giddy and very happy. It was her birthday, her 18th birthday.
Did she appear to be under the influence of any drugs or alcohol, in your opinion?
I couldn't really tell that.
Okay, so nothing like that. So is your daughter here?
Yes.
Okay. That's Devin Stiles?
Yes.
I see she's been listed as a defense witness. Okay, that's interesting. All right, court calls Devin Stiles. Come forward, ma'am, and be sworn. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, ma'am. You can stand over here, next to the defendant. Okay, so Devin, how old are you now?
I'm 18 years old.
You're 18 years old. So Devin, what happened on this tour?
On this tour, I was chaperoned by Miss Holden and 2 other assistants.
Okay.
We took a tour of 12 different colleges.
Right.
And on the 10th day, which was my birthday, we were in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
At the beginning of the night, I decided that I wanted to go out and celebrate my birthday with a few of the other girls.
Coming up.
Shortly after 9 o'clock, I decided that I wanted to go out and celebrate my birthday some more.
With whom?
With some of the other girls who were going on an unchaperoned outing.
Right. So you decided to go party a little more with the girls?
Yes, ma'am.
And where'd y'all go?
We went out, they were going out on the town, and the moment I got there, my plans actually changed because I got a call.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Jonathan Stiles, who is suing Yvette Holden for $2,000.
We were chaperoned. We went to a restaurant right across the street.
With one of the other chaperones, you went to a restaurant?
Yes.
Okay.
We went out. I was given express permission by
Miss Holden?
Miss Holden, and then we went back to the hotel around 8:30, and I was in my room at 9 o'clock for the room checks.
Okay. Then what happened?
Shortly after 9 o'clock, I decided that I wanted to go out and celebrate my birthday some more.
With whom?
With some of the other girls who were going on an unchaperoned outing.
Right. So you decided to go party a little more with the girls?
Yes, ma'am.
And where'd y'all go?
We went out, they were going out on the town, and the moment I got there, my plans actually changed because I got a call and I decided to celebrate my birthday with my mom.
With your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how did you get into contact with your mother?
A few months ago, I found her on social media, and I decided to reach out to her.
You didn't notice that?
Why am I finding this out now?
Well, I don't know. I don't answer questions like that. You need to say that to her.
Why am I finding this out now?
Because I didn't want you to be mad at me.
When's the last time you saw your mother before this time?
When I was 7 years old. She left 10 years ago.
Okay, so you hadn't seen your mother?
No, ma'am.
So you reached out to her and she agreed to meet you?
Yes, she lives in Maryland, which is only about an hour away from D.C.
So how did you meet up with her?
I took a rideshare app and got a ride over to her place in Maryland.
Okay, and you stayed with her how long?
A couple of hours. I didn't realize what time in the morning it was. I had turned my phone off on Do Not Disturb.
Coming up.
So what was that like, though, meeting up with your mother, who you hadn't seen since age 7?
It was a very emotional time.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Jonathan Stiles, who is suing Yvette Holden for $2,000.
Well, so what was that like, though, meeting up with your mother, who you hadn't seen since age 7?
It was a very emotional time, but I got clarity that I needed. I wanted to know why she had left 10 years ago, why she had abandoned me and my siblings. I had to grow up playing a mother at 8 years old, you know?
To your younger siblings.
To my younger siblings. And my dad is an amazing dad. He did everything that he possibly could to help us.
Well, between the time that happened and this lawsuit, why didn't you talk to your dad and tell him what happened?
Because everything got so blown out of proportion, I felt like I couldn't come forward. I felt bad. I felt guilty that I had reached out to her. I knew that he would be disappointed in me and think that he hadn't done a good enough job, which is not true. I just really wanted to see my mother for the first time in 10 years.
So have you continued to have contact with her?
Yes, ma'am.
So how you feel about that?
You know, as much as I support my daughter, it's been hard. It's been very hard.
But what about now that you hear that she went to see her mother?
I would never withhold her from her mother. But I haven't heard from her mother.
Would you have brought this lawsuit if you had known that that's what happened that night?
You know, honestly, I probably would have thought twice about it.
Yeah, this is a lot of wasted resources here.
But this is,
you're practically grown in most states.
But I didn't know anything.
I understand.
And as a single dad, what am I supposed to think?
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
I mean, she could have disappeared.
Right, and you wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known.
That was very irresponsible. But at the same time, she thought she was protecting you.
Yeah.
So she thought she was saving you.
Yeah.
So where are we going from now? Can we get past what happened?
You know, I really don't blame Ms. Holden. I know she tried her best.
I'm going to make Ms. Holden give you back those $250 for a chaperone. Because I just think that was wasted money right there. There's no way you could have chaperoned her. Nobody could have chaperoned any child under these circumstances. Not everybody staying in the hotels. Not like they rented an Airbnb where you could lock the doors and stuff at night. So that could never have happened. You know what? Children are always going to want to be with their mothers. You know, I remember somebody saying years ago, you know, a woman could take a match and light her child on fire, and when that child wakes up in the hospital, the first person they call him for is mama. Yeah, you know? So you have to kind of respect that.
Yes.
And you also have to respect that your daughter didn't want to hurt you.
I do. I understand that.
And so maybe y'all will go and have a cup of coffee after this. Go stand on this side. Go stand on daddy's side. Because that's who's on your side. It's been there forever. All right, I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $250.
I think I will just be more careful next time with my younger daughters and ask a lot more questions.
I think it's a wonderful solution.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.